always want to, you're always looking to make sure that there's nothing in your way or coming toward you. And you want to keep the nose wheel in the center of on the yellow line. So go ahead and put your feet on the pedals. So you want to put your toes on the top part so you have the brakes. Okay, so it's your plane. If you push the left rudder a little bit, that it'll turn to the left. You want to just try to stay on the center line. Right. Once you get used to it, you'll do fine. It just takes a little bit of small corrections.
It feels like driving a boat.
Yeah. A little bit. Yeah, because you got.
Tower Sirius 191 Bravo. We okay for the right
and left. But so these pedals steer the wheel, and then you have differential braking.
Sirius 1 Juliet Bravo.
So go ahead and hit both brakes at the same time.
Right now.
I see how you kind of going to the left. Push the right rudder. We're just putting along. It's okay. We're not in a hurry. Just want you to get used to the rudder and the going taxiing. So during his instructions, he said Bravo, this is the Bravo taxiway, but then he said Bravo 4. So see the yellow sign that says Bravo 4 that way? That's the intersection you want to go on. I'm going to go straight. Tap both brakes and slow down just a little bit. Yeah. Always want to check your brakes anyway.
Number 614 Tango Hotel, Charleston approach, go ahead.
On the center line.
Number 4 Tango Hotel, A, affirmative. I'll update your time till right now, so you should have another 4 hours from this point.
Doing great.
On initial contact, you have information India. Nelson Airport information India 2054 Zulu observation, wind 2408, gust 16, visibility 10.
I can see what you mean when they taxiing, it goes to the left.
Yeah, so especially when you have full power, it has a real hard tendency to pull to the left for a couple of reasons. The main one is because the engine or the propeller is turning clockwise. Let's just slow down just a little bit. It just kind of has a tendency to kind of twist the plane, and the way the blades hit the air, you don't need to even worry about this. It's your feet. The way the blades cut the air, it just kind of has a tendency to turn. So just concentrate on staying on the yellow line. Over here a little bit. And up here at Alpha, see the yellow sign again? Alpha is this way, and we're going to 23, so we're going to take a right up here, but you want to slow down. Sometimes when you're braking, you do want to pull, try to stay on the center line. You want to pull the ailerons back a little bit. Okay, so all the way to the right there. What this does is just help brake, put the pressure on the main wheels. But as far as steering, it doesn't.
Copy, Roger. Wind check. Wind 2508.
Great. See him coming in on final. Go ahead and brake a little bit, just to slow it down. You got to do it at the same time. There you go, you're good. Just don't want to lose control. This tends to be a little bit of a downward slope. What's that?
I was going to slow down a little bit.
Yep. It takes just a second to get, it takes a little bit to get used to the different
Bravo, continue taxi.
differential steering.
For the FPO. Charlie Bravo to the FPO and to the Bravo.
We're going to stop right up here in this, I'll go ahead and take the plane. It's my plane. So when we talk about who's got controls of the plane, I'll tell you if I want you to fly the plane, I'll say, okay, it's your plane, and then you confirm my plane, and I confirm back your plane. So that way we always know who's in control. Okay, so that's what's called a hold line. The active runway is right out there. We cannot pass that without clearance. If you're on an uncontrolled tower or uncontrolled airport, you're going to want to be broadcasting where you are all the time so other airplanes in the area know. So at Mallory, taking the active wherever you are. So in this case, we just have to hold short of the runway until we're cleared by the tower. Okay, so what we're going to do now is the run-up. The before takeoff checklist. So we're going to make sure that the parking brake, well, I don't use that, so just off. Doors and windows, we're going to wait on that also. Flight control spraying correct. Check to make sure that the ailerons or the elevators up and down, and they are. And then we're going to right, make sure that when you point that way, that aileron goes up, and this one goes down, and then turn it the other direction. No, this way. So now, that one's up, and that one's down. You're just confirming that the controls are in the right position. And then your feet, make sure that the rudder is moving in the right direction, and that is as well. Okay, so flight instruments to check. So we're going to make sure that this is the compass, and we're going to make sure that that corresponds with that. See how the altitude indicator is right on the line there, so it shows that we're in level, right on the ground. In level flight, it'll look the same. Mixture is rich. The throttle, we're going to go to 1700. I got the plane. So we're just going to check a few things here. We're taking the engine up to 1700 RPMs. Looking to make sure that the wheel pressure and temperature is good. The amp meter is positive. The suction is in the green. Carb heat, we're going to watch for a drop. So that's hot air going directly into the engine, so we dropped 100 RPMs. Then we're going to turn the key all the way to the left, or whoop, not all the way to the left. We're watching for a drop. So you go 2 over for the left mag, and then back, and then 1 to the right. We're just watching for a drop in the RPMs, which Check the vacuum, and then the throttle's going to go back to 1,000 RPMs. I'm going to set the trim for takeoff right here. So if it was too low, that needle's down. So you want to have that middle there. Transponder is set. Now we're going to lock and shut the doors and make sure that they're locked. So you pull it shut and then pull that lever forward, I think. Okay. And for normal takeoff, our flaps are up. Mixture's rich. Throttle's going to go to maximum power, and we're rotating at 60 miles an hour. We're going to climb at 80 miles an hour. We probably won't go up too long today, just for a little bit, just to get used to it. I know it's a lot coming at you. Set in your right in there. Charleston Tower, Cessna 8067 Lima is ready to go on 23.
Cessna 8067 Lima, Charleston approach, correction Charleston Tower, runway 23, wind 240 at 10, proceed on course practice area, clear for takeoff.
Clear to go on 23 on course 67. It is a little bit windy today, but the winds are coming runway.
Always take off with the tailwind.
Oh, headwind. Alright, so I don't want you touching anything. Just kind of observe. Remember, don't touch this, don't put your feet on the rudders. Okay, we're looking, nothing coming in on final. Alright, here we go. So I'm going to be applying right rudder, full power. Always keeping your hands on the throttle, watching for the airspeed to start. Is it alive yet? Not yet. Okay, airspeed's alive. Watching for 60. Today.
Oh, this is awesome.
So see how the ball was over to the right? I'm stepping on the right rudder to try to get that in the center. Climbing 1,300 feet.
Stock 67 Lima, contact departure.
Over to departure, have a good day.
Booster 5139, roger, what's wheels up time for you?
Charleston departure, Cessna 8067 Lima is with you through 1,500.
Cessna 8067 Lima, Charleston approach, correction Charleston departure, radar contact, proceed on course, VFR to discretion.
On course, my discretion, 67 Lima.
Blue Street 5139, did you copy last? You have your wheels up time?
So you can kind of see where the wind is from the towers there. See how the wind is coming, blowing the smoke. It's a hot day, so the performance isn't great on the climb.
Blue Street 5139, roger, 3 past the hour, stand by.
watching for 80 knots. That's our climb speed. I mean 80 miles an hour. Each airplane's a little different. Always looking for traffic because we are VFR with visual flight rules. It's up to us to keep distance from other aircraft and other anything. The obstacles.
Say again?
So the practice area is just over here to the west. What I kind of wanted to show you was just
At 3 past the hour, 2203.
We're climbing, not a whole lot, 400 or 500 feet a minute. But notice the attitude of the horizon and the nose of the plane, how it's just get a visual reference of that. And at about 2,500 feet, we'll level off, and then you'll see what that looks like.
124.1, and understand flight of 2.
So is this a typical RPM for the climb? 2400.
Every plane's a little bit different, yeah. 23, 2400. All right, so we're gonna level off here at about 2,500 feet. Always looking around. Your eyes tend to see best when you look in 10% increments. 10-degree increments, sorry. So you just kind of look, focus, and you're just looking for traffic. You don't have to make real steep correct, nothing. Okay, so now notice how much of the horizon we have. This is a level. We're not climbing, we're not descending, we're at 2,500 feet. And notice how much of the ground that we see, and it's level. So get an idea of this picture. You also look out in the wings. Is there about the same amount of sky on both sides? So see, you don't need, I don't have anything on controls. It's a stable aircraft. So if we want to, I'm going to just slow down just a little bit. About 2,300 RPMs is cruise speed.
Looks a lot better up here.
Yeah, so we pitch for airspeed. If we want to slow down, we'll either pull the nose up or down. And then you use power for to gain or lose altitude. And then I'm just going to do some clearing turns. We're kind of looking to make sure there's no traffic out here. I'm just going to take you through a couple of turns, and then we're going to go back in. So notice now we're at a 15-degree bank. See how the horizon is and just the whole attitude of the nose and how it is with the horizon. And then we're going to go look to the left. Same thing. Just there's not a lot of controls needed.
Red Dog 1, 2, flight of 2.
And then I'm always just kind of looking, making sure my oil pressure and oil temperature is good.
10, proceed on course.
So now we're headed north.
Are you using your feet?
A little bit. Not a lot. Just a little bit of right rudder to keep the ball centered.
Red Dog 1, 2, roger, cancel takeoff clean.
So we're on 0, we're headed north 0, so I'm going to do a complete turn to the right and just kind of watch the attitude. So you need a little bit of rudder to start the turn, but then you don't need a whole lot. Each direction is a little different. So notice how we're descending a little bit. So I'm going to pull back on the yoke, continue my turn. And again, just the attitude. You don't really even need to worry about the instruments inside as much because visual flight rules. You want to learn how to fly by vision. Nice, easy turn. Got a little bit of rudder, right rudder in because in a right turn it needs a little bit more.
Airspace.
So this is just, these are points on the map for Instrument. There's the airport straight ahead. Isn't a little bit of altitude, or I started to go down just a little bit, so I'm just pulling back on the elevator just a bit. When you turn, the steeper you turn, the more back elevator you need to keep the wings level. I mean, to keep your altitude correct, because it needs more lift in a bank to cause to keep the plane level. And I'll go over the factors of 4 factors of flying when you land.
0226, the altimeter 29902.
Then just before north, we're going to start leveling off our turn just by neutralizing the ailerons, and then we're going to do the same thing to the left. And just a nice easy turn, noticing how the horizon is in perspective of the plane, and you want to just get that visual. So if we're climbing, notice how the nose comes up. Just on the outside, you're losing some of the horizon. If we start going down, you see more of the ground. So you want to get that level flight, and you just kind of get used to that visual reference.
Helicopter 5, Foxtrot Hotel, your radar contact. Proceed inbound for taxiway Bravo.
Used to the attitude of the plane and how everything looks and feels. I think that today, that's quite a bit of information for you, so we'll head in after that, but just any questions or anything? Approach Cessna 8067 Lima, I'd like to come in to land.
Cessna 8067 Lima, roger, proceed inbound for right base, runway 23.
Inbound for right base on 23. Okay, so.
Skyhawk 67 Lima, contact tower 125.7.
Over to 257, 67 Lima.
23 would be, that's the reference for change.
Yeah, so 230, correct. That's the way we're going to, so that 230 will be up here when we're ready to come in to land. So get your checklist out. We're going to do a before landing, let's see, called a, hey, flip it over.
Landing checklist.
Yeah, before landing checklist. What's it say?
Seatbelts secure, seats secure.
Okay.
Fuel selector.
Yep, fuel selector.
Let's take both.
Yep.
Carburetor heat on.
Okay.
Mixture rich as required. Lights as required.
All right, we're going to go ahead and put our landing light on here. Now those are just the temperature of the engine cylinders. So the airport elevation is 970. The pattern altitude is 1,000 above that, so 1,900 or 2,000 feet basically.
Juliet, now current altimeter 29902.
What altitude is that? It's 2,000.
Back with you with Juliet.
2,000 would be the altimeter. Okay, so
081.
I'm going to go to 0.7.
To Charleston Tower, taxiway Bravo BDFBO, clear for takeoff. One at the field, 27010. Understand you're on 080 heading.
Yes, stay firm. Clear for takeoff from Bravo.
5, Foxtrot Hotel. Flight of 2, helicopters to...
Use caution birds and other wildlife observed in the vicinity of Charleston Airport. This airman, taxiway Bravo 1 closed. All taxiway service markings not standard. Taxiway Bravo between taxiway Bravo 1 and taxiway Bravo 2 closed aircraft wingspan more than 90 feet. ILS or localizer runway 23 autopilot coupled approach not authorized below 1.
Alright, so basically that's the runway 23. And we verify that by the direction of so we're just going to come in at a nice 90-degree angle. This is called a base leg.
5139.
When we turn onto the towards the runway in that direction, that's called a final.
4 miles.
Coming parallel, it's downwind. And if you're going the other direction away from it, it's upwind.
We'll take over runway 23.
Right, so
139.
now what I'm doing is just kind of slowing down a little bit. Remember, we pitch for airspeed, power for altitude. We're right at the altitude that we need, so we're slowing down. We're going to slow down to keep our altitude at 1900.
Skyhawk 8067 Lima, Charleston Tower, runway 23, wind 27011, clear to land. And traffic CRJ taking a runway for departure, caution weak turbulence.
Okay, clear to land after the CRJ, watching for wake turbulence and 679.
Helicopter 5 Hotel, correction 5 Foxtrot Hotel, taxiway Bravo BMBF field, clear to land, air taxi departure, when at the field is 270 at 11.
After that, clear to land on Bravo and then taxi to park 15 Foxville.
Alright, before landing checklist, is that what we just did? Yeah. Okay, normal landing, 70 knots. Basic.
Are you going to use the maps or not?
I'm going to use a little bit. It's a little bit windy today. So, bear with me. I'll try to do a nice, easy land. The wind's going to be coming off our right a little bit and kind of pushing us to the left.
Bishop 5139, contact departure.
Departure 5139, see it.
Once we get closer, I will use a little bit of flaps, probably 10 degrees, but you want to make sure you can make the runway. So that's, I want to make sure that I'm a little bit low, but we're
It's clear to the east, looking for the VFR switch.
Blue Street 5139, Charleston departure, radar contact, climb maintain 10,000, leaving 2,600, turn left direct Linda's.
Red Dog 12, departing class Charlie airspace to the east, radar service terminated, squawk VFR change to advisory frequency. Red Dog 12, switching, thanks.
wind check, please.
Wind at 260 at 11.
Alright, so I did 10 degrees flaps. Pull a little bit of power back. Wind's coming from this direction, 270 or 260, almost head on.
Center 126.57.
See ya.
So you just kind of get an idea of the what it looks like. So see those two lights on the right? There's two sets of two lights. That's telling us that we're a little bit low. It should be white over red. Gonna hold by it. Feel like you're a little low. We're right speed, so I'm just gonna managing my power and my. That's my phone beeping. Alright. So when I was coming in, basically I'm looking at my point where I'm going to touch down, and then before I land, I start looking looking down further on the runway, and I'm just kind of for where the...
67 Lima, turn left taxiway Alpha 2, taxi parking via Alpha, Charlie, Bravo 4, Bravo.
Okay, left on Alpha 2, Bravo, Bravo 4. Or, repeat taxi instructions, please.
67 Lima, turn left Alpha 2, taxi parking via Alpha, Charlie, Bravo 4, Bravo.
Alpha, Charlie, Bravo 4, Bravo. 67 Lima. Okay, so until we're clear of the runway, we don't want to do anything with the airplane. But now that we're clear of the runway, I'm going to put the pitot heat in. Flaps up. You can open your window. You have to open your door, but just you just basically push this button in, and then. Okay, so if you want to taxi, go ahead and taxi. Airplane.
I have control.
Okay, you don't have to worry about this. Left rudder. Open my door here. So put your hand on the throttle.
67 Lima, you need progressive.
No, we're fine. 67 Lima, thank you. Not too much. You want to stay at between 800 and 1,000. But you always keep your hand on the throttle, just right. Just very gentle, smooth. Right there is good. And the reason you want to keep your hand on the throttle is, just because it tends to creep and you want to be in control of the plane. So now you're just really using your feet to steer. Try to stay on that center line. Right rudder. Give it a little more, maybe up to 1,000 RPMs, because this is kind of an uphill. Are your feet on the brakes? Okay.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I'll get better at teaching as time goes on. Remember, this is my first time too.
A lot of fun though. I like being up there.
First few flights you won't remember much anything, but it's just getting, repetition and just getting used to it. Different when you're a passenger and you don't really pay attention. Charlie, so not this one, the next one. Try to use the pedals without the brakes and see if you can turn, and then you'll know kind of how much you can and can't. If you need to tap the left brake a little bit, go ahead and tap the left brake. There you go, you got it. This first flight is really just about familiarizing yourself with everything on the plane. Find yourself going too fast, you can either pull the power out a little bit or you can just tap the brakes and slow down. Setting a bad speed. One of the reasons we were a little bit low was because we had such a strong headwind, 11 knots, so it basically is pushing us back, so we're not covering as much ground. Yep, this is Bravo 4. So there's this. So we're on Charlie, which is the black one, and then Bravo 4 is to the right. Probably want to slow down just a little bit in the turn, so tap the brakes. Have you been looking at that gleam stuff? Ground school? Good.
Every day for at least an hour.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, I want you to just show Sophia that. Look at it.
I can come over tomorrow, or even if she comes to Paul and Nicole's, I can bring her.
Yeah, I'm going to take her up on Friday.
Last call, say again. Last call on Charleston Tower, say again. Delta 5, Charleston Tower, go ahead.
Tower, Delta 5.
Delta 5, I have you loud and clear, how me?
We got you now, sir. This one from the hospital and route back to Texas.
Delta 5, which hospital?
CAMC General.
Delta 5, roger. Departure from General will be at your own risk, area not visible from the tower. Wind at the field is 270 at 9er, altimeter 2 maintain VFR at below 4,000, departure frequency 124.1, squawk assigned.
Can you give me the squawk again, at or below 4,000?
Bravo again.
Yep. No, that's your squawk assigned.
Okay, sorry, that departure frequency.
Departure frequency 124.1.
Slow down just a little bit.
Delta 5, contact departure.
Delta 5, thank you, sir.
So just go straight and then follow that yellow turns behind these planes. I'll take the plane. Alright, my plane.
Delta 5, Charleston departure, verify 2 miles southwest Charleston Airport, 1,500. Delta 5, radar contact, disregard altitude restriction, proceed on course.
I mean, you don't realize it, but this wingspan's like 35 to. Alright, so get your checklist out. We're going to go through the shutdown checklist. First thing we do is we're going to turn the landing lights off and the master's Aviation